Welcome back, Seven Rivers Racing here at the Crosse Speedway. Dan Dyker and Al Losi, joined by Jerry Alysworth. How are you, buddy?
All right. Yeah.
Good seeing you.
Good. Hey, Jerry. Hey, nice seeing you guys.
Jerry runs double duty here at the Crosse Speedway. You'll see him on Bolden construction nights. And first off, tell us about the Outlaw car.
The Outlaw car is a car that's basically no rules pertain to it at all. You can run what you brung, you know, just go out there and give it your all and have a good time and have at it, boys.
And he puts on a good show. When you got to compete with someone like Johnny Olson and then lately Tim Steinhoff and Roger Burrows and Ken Lewis, it's just not a cakewalk through this quarter-mile field.
No, it's not. And, you know, the competition, that's what we wanted. We wanted more cars to be out there and have competition. That's what makes it fun, you know, and we're getting that.
Jerry currently running second in points behind Johnny O. He turned a 13.994 last weekend, his fifth track record. Can you accomplish that in this quarter mile? Because when you think about it, 13 seconds, that's fast.
That's flying. Yeah, that I don't know. He's got his stuff figured out, for one thing, you know, and he's a good driver. There's a few things we can do. I think I've changed a few things in the car. I think we'll be there. I don't know about a track record, but that's fast, you know. So, but we're gonna give her a try. We qualified second to him last time we raced. Yep. So, but maybe we can put her in on the pole. You never know. It'd be nice.
I'm curious. Now you're running this Outlaws with no rules on the car itself. Do you spend a lot of time on eBay saying, I want that part and I want that part?
Yeah, on like a Christmas wish book, you know. I could sure use that. I could use that, but you know, like anything else, it costs money too. And I have a few sponsors. I'd like to, you know, like Home and Custom Collision, Johnny's Hobbies. You know, Johnny helps me out a lot. He helped me out when I first started racing. So, and Kevin Owen, he helps me out a lot too. So, but it's a good deal.
That's the second time on this program this year that we've name-dropped Kevin Owen, so he's going to start owing me some cash here soon enough as he sits off camera. Brought Jerry out today here in the winner's circle of the Crosse Speedway. Last year and in the years before, you remember Jerry drove the 09 North Country Contractor Sportsman. The past couple of races, he's brought out this vehicle here. It's a 57 Chevy. Tell us about this car, the oldest car racing here at La Crosse now.
Actually, this car was raced in 1989. Actually won a track championship with a different body on it. It was a Chevelle body on it. Tim Hagen drove it then. And yeah, it's an old girl, but it's. I think we're going to try and get her out here tonight and hopefully turn some heads and have some fun.
You know, as you look at some of the sportsman class, you look at the Gilsters, you look at Humfeld, Schermerhorn from last year, maybe even Greg Scheck, a lot of lighter bodies out there. Obviously, this one's going to have, as you can hear as you were banging it, a lot of steel in that. How do you compensate for having that much weight in the car when it compares to getting out and trying to qualify and race with these guys?
Well, that's the thing, too. You know, like with the new day, in the days now, bodies are lighter, everything's lighter. Something like this, you just maybe shift the weight around a little bit, screw jacks or suspension. That's about the only thing you can really do. You don't want to add more weight to it, of course.
Right.
But you start cutting anything away from it, then it takes away from the car itself. And we want to keep it as original as we can.
We watched Danny and Jimmy Gilster and the way they can power those cars this year. Jimmy went back to the older body style. Of course, they had the identical cars almost last year. How do you compare their driving styles with those type of cars to this one here? Obviously, it's got a larger wheelbase. It's a lot heavier. You have a lot more car to steer than some of these sportsman drivers do.
Yeah, there is a lot more. I mean, there's no power steering on this car. This car, you muscle it around the corners. It's a Chevelle full-size body or full-size frame. It's got the longer track width, which makes it easier to drive. But you just get in and wheel the old girl.
Do you think you have an advantage with this on the track? Because a lot of drivers are probably going to come up to you and say, I don't want to hurt that thing.
Well, that's the thing. You just don't go out and find 57 Chevy bodies everywhere. So you got to kind of watch it, hey, take it easy on me a little bit here. But
did a nice job the first week he came out. And now how long, you were here, I want to say it was maybe 3 weeks ago racing. How long before 3 weeks ago had it been since this car made its appearance here at La Crosse?
Oh boy, I'd say probably like 98 maybe, 99.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been sitting a long time.
So what made you bring it out?
Well, it's all to this guy here, Johnny. He's an old guy enthusiast like me, an old car enthusiast. He's an old guy, but he's a car enthusiast. Sorry.
We got that on camera, Johnny.
But no, he likes old cars. We're all into that stuff. We like to see the vintage stuff out there, keep it alive.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. We just like to have fun.
Now, you know, folks, during Oktoberfest, I announced the vintage car races, usually on the Sunday of Oktoberfest. Will this be back out for Fest?
We're planning on having it out for the Fest. Might change a couple things on, maybe run some wider tires on it, change a couple things on the car, but I don't know if I'll be driving it or who will be driving it, but
what's wrong with Johnny?
Well, we'd like to get Johnny in it. We just got to get Johnny.
He's standing upright and taking nourishment. I see his arms moving.
We just got to get him to toughen up a little. I think he'll make the move.
And you know, as we're talking about that, folks, Johnny's hobbies, you're going to find him on a lot of different cars here at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, and he gives a lot to a lot of drivers, not only here, but over at the Cooley Go-Kart Raceway. He supports a lot of those drivers out there, and it's got to make you feel good to be associated with Johnny and Kevin. Billy Martin drives the Sportsman as well, and being in that hobbies family, not only Sportsman, but even the late models.
Right, and you know, you have Steve. He sponsors Steve Carlson. I mean,
right.
He's in there with the big guys too, and he just loves. He's a racer. He just loves to be involved in racing like we all do, and it's just a neat thing.
Break the two down. Do you like this or do you like the Outlaw?
Oh, I can't. This is cool, but that horsepower in that Outlaw car that's the stuff, boys.
Well, Jerry Alysworth, he'll be out here tonight. Hopefully he can keep it together, keep it out of the wall, and we get to see him a couple more times this year. I really want to thank Johnny's Hobbies for supporting the racing he does out here and bringing this fine car out. Jerry, it was nice to see you again, and we will see you back out in the Sportsman, and I can't wait to see you banging Johnny Olson in the back end for the Outlaws car again. All righty, folks, that's going to be the program for tonight. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. I want to thank Cole Howland, Jerry Alysworth, and Al Losey for coming out. We'll be back next weekend, probably in studio. We'll see what Mother Nature gives us. For Al Losey, I'm Dan Dyker. Thanks for joining us. Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.